Taiwan, I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. President Ing-wen will visit Eswatini in early September. The landlocked country is Taiwan's only remaining ally in Africa. The presidential office announced Tsai's travel plans on Friday. Her trip will span 4 days and 3 nights. During her trip, Tsai will attend ceremonies celebrating the country's 55th Independence Day and the birthday of the reigning monarch, King Eswatini III. The leading candidate to be Taiwan's next president, Ching-te, spoke with the country's Foreign Correspondents Club for the first time this election cycle. Joyce Tsai reports on what we could expect from a Lai presidency.
Taiwan's front-running presidential candidate Ching-te has made a rare appearance to speak to foreign media at his party's headquarters in Taipei. He's the sole candidate of the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, and according to the latest polls, he is most likely to replace the outgoing president, Tsai Ing-wen, as she reaches her 2-term limit. Now, Lai is also currently serving as the country's vice president and has been in the spotlight recently given his trip to Paraguay with stopovers in the U.S. Now there, he made no mention of his election platform, but now that he is back, he's starting to shed some light as to what kind of president he hopes to be.
I will lead a new era of values-based diplomacy under the principles of democracy, peace, and prosperity. I will extend our international cooperation, forge new linkages with global partners.
Those links include China. China and Taiwan have a contentious relationship, and that's because Beijing claims Taiwan as part of its territory, even though the Communist Party has never governed Taiwan. In his remarks, Lai said he's open to exchanges with China, but only under the conditions of parity and dignity. With under 5 months to go until January's elections, Lai will be shifting gears more strongly from vice president to presidential hopeful. And given just how many foreign correspondents showed up to hear him speak, it's clear that not just Taiwan, but the world is watching. Howard Zhang and Joyce Tsai in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
The new climate tax is causing controversy in Taiwan even before it's got off the ground. Ing-wen explains.
Just days after Taiwan established the environmental ministry, it's already causing a stir among climate groups. The ministry announced it would start collecting carbon fees beginning 2025. But climate groups said the government promised it would start a year earlier. Carbon emission fees are charges imposed on companies for the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, aimed at incentivizing emission reductions. The ministry says there wasn't a delay. The plan was always set to begin in 2025.
必须要累积113年整年的排放量为我们的征收基础，那这样的征收基础，厂商才能够依照这样的排放量来进行缴费，缴费的期程当然是114年。
Climate groups are concerned, suggesting that a fee rate should be set and collected by the end of this year.
如果不能够订定下的话，至少也可以比照说，像是新加坡的方式，能够是提出一个范围，让那个业者可以做一个所谓的减量政策规划的时候，有一个价格的依据。
Singapore uses a yearly scale system where carbon emission fees are increased every year. Environmental groups insist that the carbon fees should not be set too low and should be decided quickly. That way businesses can lower their emissions each year and hopefully reach the net zero Taiwan by 2050. Klein Wang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Fishers in the central city of Taichung are protesting a wind farm slated to fill in parts of the city's harbor. Zhang Ventrist has the story.
120 fishing boats festooned with protest banners take to the harbor in the central city of Taichung. They're angry about plans to fill in 65 hectares of harbor for a wind farm, plans they say they weren't consulted about.
你今麦刚才一张广告弹去，你就讲安尼成就成案啦，阮就无用伫遐作业啊，比경费更加경费嘛，这个跟强取豪夺有什么差别嘛？
As the fishers see it, the area to be filled in falls within 3 nautical miles of the coast zone that the law guarantees they can fish in. But the groundbreaking for the project has already happened. The fishers want to halt until there's consensus, and some say they want compensation.
要补偿给旧的渔民，你嘛行运就好啦，我们礼拜拖海啦，我跟你要那个钱都没去加啦。
The company that owns the harbor sees things differently. It says it spoke to the local Fishers Association about the project 7 times this year. And it says while it's compensated fishers several times since the harbor was built in the 1970s, this project falls within its property, so there's no need to offer money this time.
也是在渔业补偿完成的区域范围内，并没有发生所谓影响渔民权益的事情。
Local fishers say they'll stage more protests if they have to, leaving the impasse in the harbor with no resolution in sight. Eason Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
As Taiwan celebrates Ghost Month, some people are finding themselves too busy to observe some of the occasion's customs. Fortunately, there's now a service that helps the faithful pay respect to their ancestors while they work to provide for their families. Bryn Thomas takes a closer look.
At this temple in Taipei, business is booming. Ghost Month falls on the 7th month of a lunar calendar. It's a time when spirits are said to walk the earth. The tradition is observed in much of the Chinese-speaking world, including Taiwan. Believers lay out offerings of food to their ancestors, and they burn joss paper, also known as spirit money, for their loved ones in the afterlife. In the past, people would spend long hours at temples, organizing, sorting, and burning offerings. But with the demands of modern life, many Taiwanese just can't find the time. Luckily, they can now use a service that, for a cost, helps them meet their religious obligations.
东西都给我们准备好好的，一箱一箱、一袋一袋的，所以我们只要人来拜拜就好了，很轻松。
Supermarkets across the country are now providing package deals that streamline the Ghost Festival process. It's a one-stop shop that provides spirit money, incense, and various gifts. Worshippers can even choose luxury items like paper houses, iPads, or furniture. They simply place their order and have it delivered to a temple of their choice. The whole endeavor takes a lot of organization and manpower, but it is not too much different than hiring a catering service for a wedding.
集结大概100多个，含我们的自己的员工，还有所谓的大概一些厂商的一个协助，大概业绩就今年大概上看是2亿。以我们来看啊，就是大概是165亿。
To some, it may seem strange that a religious affair has become all about the money. But for more and more people, this industry provides a valuable service, letting them rest assured the spirits of their loved ones are well taken care of.
跟4大公庙的合作，那每一个这个随喜卡都有到过公庙过炉，就可以带动相关的业绩成长3成以上。
As more and more Taiwanese join the workforce, the business of helping people observe religious traditions is set to keep growing. And with an increasing cost of living in Taiwan, more people may be choosing services like this one to pay tribute to the dead. Patrick Chen and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
A Taiwanese opera troupe is getting ready to perform a high-tech version of a famous Chinese love story. It'll be their first performance of the legend in over a decade. Jeremy Olivier has more.
A Chinese legend come to life in eye-popping fashion. This is Minghua-yuan, one of Taiwan's most well-known opera troupes, performing The Legend of the White Snake. It tells the story of a romance between a human male and a snake spirit called the White Lady. The troupe is now getting ready to put on the show again for the first time in 11 years. It's chosen Chiayi City Hall as the venue. And, the opera's star performer says, it's guaranteed to be an immersive experience, featuring creative costumes, cutting-edge set design, and even some waterworks.
没有淋到这个白娘娘的仙水呢，好像今年就不容易发，所以我们就请县长这边一定要让大家全部都淋到。
Organizers promise this performance will be a real spectacle. They're expecting a crowd of around 50,000 and have organized 10 shuttle buses for opera lovers from across the country to get to and from Chiayi's high-speed rail station.
我们用短短的8天搭了一个比国家剧院还大的舞台。
By updating a classic tale with modern theatrics and technology, Minghua-yuan hopes its staging of The Legend of the White Snake will inspire the awe not just of Chinese opera fans, but of anyone who enjoys a good love story. James Lin and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally today, we leave you with images of marine life in coastal Greece. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.